It's a holiday for most people. I want you to remember why you have the day off. I do this every year. It's because over 1.3 million people have been killed to give us the nation that we enjoy today. 25,000 in the Revolutionary War to create this nation, 20,000 in the War of 1812, 13,000 in the Mexican-American War, 620,000 in the Civil War, 117,000 in World War I, 405,000 in World War II, 37,000 in the Korean War, almost 60,000 in the Vietnam War, another 10,000 in a variety of wars, Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan. 1.3 million people gave all their tomorrows so we could have our today. Every one of those stones was somebody to someone. I mean, look at your left and right now. Would you miss the person next to you, especially if they went and fought in a place because you didn't have to? That's what's under each one of those stones. The other half of their family. I've been there in the aftermath of that loss, close friends, Jay, Louie, Tyler, Nick, Dave, Van, some of whom we loaded their bodies on planes for their final trip home, or those of us that did make it home, being there for the families of Operation Red Wings, Extortion 17, countless more. And for those who don't have headstones, obviously we have the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And if you've never seen it, the gravity of what that is, I mean, no one's forgotten. Rain, shine, weather like that, it's guarded by a group that literally couldn't imagine being anywhere else. It's one of the most humbling places I've ever seen. J.D. Vance had something to say after the ceremony there. Kind of hits home for me.
Today is for those veterans who put on the uniform, who went overseas, and who never came home. When I think about the debt that we owe them, I think about all the things that they gave, which can't be measured in dollars or in the things of this world.
Yeah. Pretty real. And why we love to shield our children too from evil. There's some things that they should see. I explain this every year to my children. The cost that it took to get here. They should see the videos of the planes hitting the Twin Towers. They should see the bombing of the barracks of Beirut that killed our Marines. They should see the devastation of Pearl Harbor. Because if they don't see that, it's hard to imagine why we have to fight. We don't want to, we have to. And sometimes die. Because there is actually a lot of evil in this world. And those little white markers are tributes to that cost. Reagan said, freedom is only one generation away from extinction. And to maintain it, America only sends our best. We don't send the bottom of the society reaping the benefits of our freedoms. We send the good ones, the best. The mountains of men that paved a path so prosperous and so powerful that we have men and women who volunteer on their shoulders. They're not forced to serve. That means enough people, I mean, this is the most honoring thing in the world to serve among these people. Enough people in this country still believe in the America that we're intended to be. That we're the shining light on the hill, the last bastion of freedom, the only place on earth that they'd want to live. That they would drop everything to train and kill people, leave their families behind for sometimes a year or more at a time, sometimes get killed to preserve that. That doesn't make you proud of this country. I don't know what will. That you get to live under the umbrella of protection of people like that. And that's why I lower this flag on days like today. That's why I come to work today, because it's their day. I haven't earned this day off. This day is for far better men and women than me. I had to shut off social media because I couldn't believe it. And people were crying about their cookout getting rained out, or how their weekend was ruined. Tell you what, instead of whining on social media, you could go down to a VFW, that's indoors, maybe buy a drink for that old guy at the end of the bar who might not talk about who he's lost or who he's killed, but he left a piece of himself in some foreign land. There ain't a bunch of those guys left. Maybe spend it with them today instead. Let them know they're appreciated, because a bunch of them don't have many folks around anymore that understand what they saw. But you know the real cost of war? The one that a lot of people don't really talk about, which should definitely not be forgotten today. It's the people who physically came home that don't actually come home, and they take their own life. I bring this up. I've lost more friends to suicide from not being able to cope with what they did or saw. I lost another one a few weeks ago. Look at this. Since 9/11, we have lost more than 21 times as many soldiers to suicide than we did in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. 24 people I know from the service have killed themselves since getting out of the military. In total, 140,000. And it's still going up, like 20 a day, still. During the course of this show tonight, another veteran will kill themselves. That's why I'm working today. That's why my family is at a party and I'm here, because my brothers and sisters are way more important than a burger on a beach. And that 61% of those people, by the way, they're not being serviced by the VA. Like, when I see the absolute insanity of things that we're spending money on, like, why can we not get 100% of Congress on board with this? Why are we not investing in saving people who are literally willing to die for this country? We're standing on the shoulders of giants, yet 1 million veterans are homeless today, many of which did like unimaginably heroic things. No other country was founded in the same conflict as us at such great cost to embrace individual freedoms. We're the first country ever founded to limit government and give everybody rights. No other country has gone on then to fight a civil war to extend those rights to everyone. No one has sacrificed more to keep more countries safe that couldn't defend themselves. I mean, we are it. Not because of a big bad Pentagon budget either, but because of the American soldier. The individual person who takes the entire gravity of the entire conflict, whatever we're fighting, onto their shoulders, as Reagan read to us.
Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone.
Those are the type of people we honor today. And you know what, like, look, I know the guys I lost wouldn't want anything more for than us to enjoy today. But their families would give anything to have one more day with them. So when you have that burger, I want you to imagine it's with one of those guys or gals that's here, that gets that one more day that they'll never get. Imagine you get to be there for that one hug with their family that they would give anything for. Kind of stops you in your tracks. Does for me. You can think about how important things are. All the things you have that sometimes we take for granted. Because this was some people's children today. Because some people are missing their other half, their father, their mother, their son, or their daughter. That's the cost of you and I enjoying this day today and every glorious day forward that we have in this country. Because your day at the beach was brought to us by theirs. Marching to almost certain death as those ramps dropped in France to take the beach that probably 3 weeks ago, most of those guys had never heard of. Men with whole lives, 16, 17, 18 years old, whole lives ahead of them. Give it up because they love this country so much. You want to honor them? Look, I'll never forget the first time I ever said this. I came back from my first deployment and I was home on leave and someone said to me, thank you. I just kind of lost it. I teared up. I told him, said, don't say thank you. Be someone worth dying for. I put it on a coin that I give people. Live the life that they don't get to live. That if they were looking down at you, would they feel proud to have given their life for you? That's what I ask. Miss you, brothers.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.